Hey, water signs. So this is for Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. How are you guys doing? Oh boy, well, I'm a Pisces, and I know that I've been pretty foggy and scattered and a bit overwhelmed. This reading is going to be sort of around the lunar eclipse we had yesterday, but this could reach you at any time. Just kind of processing the energies and what to do with them going forward. I feel like as water signs, we're pretty used to feeling, you know, a little bit like we're underwater and just kind of going with it. But I felt that really extra. Like yesterday, I felt like a little emotional, a little sensitive. I could really feel other people's energies. They really affected me more than usual yesterday. I don't know if you're feeling that. The eclipse wants to take something out of our life. It wants to eclipse something out. And I think this one feels really hard. Maybe not for everybody, but it's actually like, there's a water trine to it. It's going to be a good thing. It's a positive eclipse. But I really feel like it's hard to know what it is that's eclipsing out, and that may be causing a bit of anxiety. And I feel like we're swimming in a little bit of turmoil. I can't seem to personally get going on anything. Anytime I just sort of think about something or start something, there's this, or this is delayed, or there's this distraction. So I don't know if that's something that's happening in your life. Also feeling a little lonely and a little bit lost. So even though I have a bunch of ideas that I want to go forward with, none of them seem, I don't know, not possible. I believe they're possible, but they don't even seem like I've got any drive for them. It's kind of like, when your engine gets flooded with gas. Gas, you need gas for the engine to go, but if there's too much gas, it can't go anywhere. So that's kind of what I feel with the water energy right now. So we're going to pull a couple of cards for you. So the first one is it's time to decide. Of course it is, right? Right when we're like the most foggy and kind of just feeling wishy-washy. So make a decision based on your heart's true desires. That's a tough one, I think, for the water signs in general, because it says your heart's desires, not everybody else's heart's desires. And I think we're really we feel the best when there's calm waters around us. We feel the best when everybody's sort of happy and they're going along their business. That's kind of what fills our heart with joy. But sometimes or a lot of the time, we put everybody else's happiness in front of our own. Well, I think this is the third time I've tried to get this section. I don't know if it's going to work. So I'll take that as a sign that either I'm not saying the right thing, or you really need to hear it, and I really need to just keep trying again until I get this recorded. This is a bit the underwater thing. I don't know if I've already mentioned it, but do you feel like it's just, no matter what you try to do, it gets sort of swept away or erased, or you get pushed onto the next thing, or sidetracked onto the next thing, and you think you've got something completed and done, and then there's a hitch and something comes back, that you weren't expecting. That's a lot of the energy I think that the water signs are feeling right now. And I think we're just supposed to. It's frustrating, but somehow we're supposed to just learn to just tread water and float on our backs for a little while until we figure out where we're going. If you feel like you're drowning a little bit, just remember that, you're a water sign. You can swim, we'll make it. But it has been a little lonely, and it has been a little isolating, and feeling like there's too much going on, and you just can't figure it all out at once. A lot of overwhelm. So the eclipse, the eclipse really wants to take some stuff out of our life. And right now it might feel a bit scary, like that you have to simplify and downsize and become lighter, but maybe you're not quite sure. Maybe you're feeling a little like, well, don't take my stuff, don't take my life, don't take my people. Like, I don't want anything to change. And that's why I think there's some anxiety around it. Although you do feel also like too full, too overwhelmed. So you're probably craving simplification without knowing or wanting to get rid of anything. So we've pulled this time to decide card. This is the third time I've read this card, so it's time to decide. So in all honesty, this is probably a big decision, and it's not going to be an easy one, I don't think, unfortunately. I think this is like something that you've maybe been in a little illusion with. Maybe you've kind of told yourself it's fine, wrapped yourself in a bit of a bubble with it, just hoping it will resolve itself. If you don't know what this decision is going to be, then you'll start seeing signs or symptoms of this decision needing to be made. But I think most of you probably it's been like maybe even this year, like this whole year or the last couple of months, something that's just nudging at you, poking at you a little bit, and maybe it's something that you thought that you would never really have to think about or decide. So it could be something major. It could be like a relationship. It could be a connection, could be family. Or it could be like a change of something that you love. When you look around your house or just around your work or your life, like, is there something that you like loved so much and so you still feel like you should, or even feel like you do, but maybe that's not the case anymore. Maybe it's just sort of there and you're used to it being there, and maybe maybe that will come about, that it's time to decide to move on without it, which is always scary. I don't think this is something that you need to worry about or decide immediately. I think this will be a bit of a slow burn over the next couple of months, that it will kind of get more and more obvious. Look for signs and synchronicities. I think that they're really strong right now, and your intuition will be strong. And if you haven't been tuning into your intuition, then you'll notice when you're ignoring it. I think a little bit you'll be like, oh, I felt that, but I didn't listen to it. Or maybe some things that you've thought about or tried to ignore will start making themselves a little louder, is kind of what I feel. So yeah, look for things kind of hitting you in the face. Like, again, water, right? It's like you've fallen in, you've been hauled out by the undertow, you come up, you take a breath, and you get smacked in the face with another wave. I'm only laughing because this is happening to me, and it just feels ridiculous at this point. It just feels like I've just got to surrender, just go under for a little while. I'm finding making any decisions are hard right now, so you might be struggling with that as well. The next card we have is crystals. So maybe you're into crystals. I love crystals. I'm still learning about them, but I have a little collection. They make me happy. And when you pick up a crystal and you can just get like a really nice energy from it, maybe you meditate with them. If you don't have any, I think if you can get to a body of water of some sort, a lake or a river, ocean, wherever you live, I like to go down by the water and by myself and just stare at it. I just listen to it, and I try not to overthink things. I try not to let my mind reel. I try to just allow things to come in, and I've had the most amazing channeled messages come through that way, or I've figured something out that like from my childhood, that I never even knew affected me. Like, this is a time for that, where we're really trying to let go of the rocks that are keeping us under the water, right? So let go of those ones. They belong in the ocean. I don't know. walk along the shore or wherever you can and just, I don't know, sit down and pick out. You'll see it. Pick out your favorite little stone. There'll be one sitting there that just catches your eye, and just that act in itself is extremely healing. The rocks and the water have been coexisting for millions of years, long before we've been here, and they can tell us a little bit about letting go of our past, but still carrying on and changing shape and becoming smoother as the time goes on, and also just sort of coexisting with each other, you know. So go find yourself a rock at the ocean, and if you don't have an ocean or a lake or a stream or anything, then you can take a bath or even a shower and just find your favorite gemstone and just imagine the water just washing away the past. I think at this point in time, we've all been carrying so much stuff around with us, and this lunar eclipse is saying, finish up these cycles, like cut some cords and ties. Like, when you walk out into water, if you've got heavy bags on you, it's going to be really hard to swim. So I think at this time we just need to start dumping some stuff off. And that can literally be, you go into your room and there's a corner that's messy. Like, I'm staring at my room and it's ridiculous right now, and I don't even know how it got that way. Like, maybe you look at your life and you're like, how did I get here? How is there just so much? So go pick a box or pick a closet, pick one thing out, and once you start, it's really fun. It's like, okay, I don't need this, I don't need this. But it's also sometimes really hard to let go of anything, right? It's just, especially if we're feeling like a bit in a fog, or we're just not sure. It's really hard to decide. So, but just do one thing at a time, and don't try not to worry too much. Again, this eclipse is a good one. This is a good trining eclipse. So as hard as anything might feel, it's going to be better in the long run. The next card we picked out is, of course, it's the Hangman. So it's a water sign. This is a Pisces card, but it's, I think it's for all water signs. The Hanged Man is, sometimes we read it as, it's time to get down off the tree, right? You've been enlightened, you've figured it out, and if some of you are there, that's great. Cut that rope off, land on the ground, and off you go running, right? But I feel like most of us are we have just put ourselves up in the tree. It's like, I just gotta go off by myself. I have to hang myself in a tree with my foot and just look at stuff from a completely different angle. Like, I have no idea what's going on, so I just need some time to hang out, is basically what we're resolving to. And I think that's a good idea. Just watch and wait and look at things like as if it's not your life. Grab a perspective that you're just an observer, and just sort of see what you see what comes through, and don't react. You don't even need to react to anything. Just observe and see how things are moving along. I think that will be really helpful, and you'll know when it's time to come down and join the land of the upright, at that point. And now we're pulling the Chariot. So I guess that's exactly what I'm saying. You'll know when, right? And then the Chariot is like, okay, I got it. Here we go. Let's go. I mean, this is a strong, forward, aligned, getting the heck out of here kind of energy. So I really like that the Hangman came before, excuse me, before the Chariot. It's like, watch and wait. There's no time limit on how long you need to hang out until you see the way. Until you have that aha moment, or an answer comes to you. People might ask what you're doing, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Why are you hanging upside down? And it doesn't matter. Just be like, I don't know. I'll let you know when I find out, right? But when you do, and when these things are able to be cut out, or you cut yourself down, it looks like you're just going to be able to go full steam ahead, You've aligned yourself and you're just ready to take on the next adventure. And that's wonderful. That's a wonderful feeling. You're not pulling on the brakes, pushing on the gas, steering left and right. It's like everything is, you know, going in the same direction for once. Right now we're getting a bit tossed and turned. Let's see what we got next. We have the Ten of Wands. Exactly, right? I think that we've been, again, carrying this baggage, this extremely heavy load, and I think it's piled up over quite a long period of time. I don't think it's just stuff that you've just taken on recently. Maybe you've taken on more, and that's what's kind of breaking the, you know, camel's back or whatever the saying is. But you're tired. It's so heavy at this point that you can't go any further with this type of a load that you're carrying. So, you know, once you're aligned, you're going to know what you can take with you and what you can't. And that's basically the idea of the lunar eclipse in Pisces, in water, right? It's sink or swim, float or sink to the bottom. And you can stay in that energy for a long time, just like, nope, I'm going to be stubborn. I'm not letting go of anything. But eventually, I don't know, it's going to just do it for you, because there's no way that we can carry on this way. So the Ten of Wands to me is a good sign. We're at the end of packing all this shit around, and it's just time to start again with the Ace of Wands. This inspiration, and I think that's what you're going to gain from becoming the Hangman, is I don't know where I'm going. Everything looks upside down, you know, and then it's going to come to you, and you're going to just head for it. And it's going to be an inspiration. You're going to drop everything else, and you're just going to be able to, you know, clean house, right? Physically or, you know, metaphorically. Tidy it up, and you'll feel so much lighter. It'll be like, I never knew what it felt like, you know, for things to be this easy and to be so clear. And that's what this month is going to be about, is just finding that. And it'll come, don't worry. It might feel like it's really far away, or you've got no answers right now, but it will come. And the next card we have is the Two of Pentacles. Again, same thing. This or that, up and down, you know, decisions. Things are just up in the air, and then they're falling down. And while it's like juggling, right? One falls, and then you grab it, and then another one's falling, and you grab it, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what's happening right now. It's and then you're trying to stand on one foot too. You're trying to put on the show. I think, you know, you're trying to put on the show like you kind of got it together, and maybe you're having to keep it together because, you know, people are depending on you or whatever's happening. But the water is getting, like, the waves are getting bigger and bigger, and it's getting harder and harder to juggle. You know, your foot that you're bouncing on is getting tired. Something's got to give, right? And at some point, I don't even think you're going to drop one of the things. I think you're going to drop everything. We're going to drop all the wands. We're going to drop both the pentacles. We're going to drop ourselves out of the tree and be just at ground zero. And I'm not saying you're dropping everything out of your life, but by dropping it all and just resting and being like, okay, no more. I can't deal with anything. Then we can deal with one thing. And then we'll start seeing the things that we do love and that we do want to take with us. And you know how the Fool kind of packs this little sack, and it's nice and light, and he's kind of carefree, and the dog's telling him, you know, watch your step, don't jump off the cliff. But he just doesn't care, because he was so heavy with experience, wisdom, burdens, stuff, that he finally found out exactly what he wants and what he needs, and the wisdom he took from it, and maybe, you know, the people that he loved, and I don't know, a few hobbies or whatever interests that that are truly like fulfilling his life. That's what he packed in that little red sack, you know. And so now he's light and he's clear and he's going off on an adventure, and he don't care. He's good. And man, if we can just embrace the idea that that's what's ahead, then we can look forward to that and know that one by one we're going to be able to draw this line from our past and, you know, and close that chapter off, take with us the few things that we want to have with us when we carry on, and leave the rest behind. It's a clearing. It's a coming back up to the surface and then feeling like you could float forever and just swim around wherever you want. And that is going to be so nice for you. And I think that's that. I wish you the best. It's coming. Don't panic. Ride this wave out. The solar eclipse will bring us a lot of answers and kind of like the new normal, I think, or new epiphanies. So let's try not to get too worked up over the next couple of weeks. This has been, oh my gosh, a couple of months of very challenging energies and aspects, but there's just a big, great shift, and we're going to have to shift with it. Take your time, and I know that you're going to be happier in the long run, and you're going to be successful. So just remember that you are love, and you are loved. And take care.